Right, thank you very much. So today we will be talking about ISP load balancing with Mikrotik Nth. So Nth actually is Nth, but usually Mikrotik prefer to, or we as a trainer, we prefer to write it as Nt. So it's English name for every. Okay, so it's like a sequence. Right, so my name is Achmad Mardiansyah, and then I'm from GLC Networks. The agenda today are first introductions. We discussed the prerequisites. Why prerequisite? Because this topic, the topic that we're talking today, uh, this evening, is advanced. Okay, advanced technique. So we assume you to understand several topics before, okay, otherwise you'll get confused. Okay, so that was the prerequisite, and then we talk about the load balancing in general, and then talk about the NTH method, some demo, okay, maybe some screenshots if time permits, and then question and answer. Right, so let's get started. So what is GLC? We are Indonesian company. We're based in Bandung. GLC stands for Garda Lintas Cakrawala. Our focus area are IT and IT consulting and training. We are Mikrotik certified training partner, consultant and distributor, Ubiquiti certified trainer and consultant, Red Hat certified trainer. I forgot to put one here. We are the Linux Foundation partner as well. Okay, and about the webinar itself. So this is our webinar. I don't know. We have made so many webinars. I cannot count how many numbers. So our first webinar started in 2010, January 1st. So it was New Year. At that time, we talked about Solaris operating system. For us, GLC webinar is sharing event with the various topics like Linux networking, wireless database, programming, etc., etc. Our regular schedule is every 2 weeks. Irregular schedule is as needed. If you want to see our schedule, see it in GLC network/main/schedule. If you want to be a presenter, just feel free to do so. About myself, my name is Achmad Mardiansyah. I'm based in Bandung, Linux user since 1999. Using Mikrotik since 2007, using Ubiquiti 2011. Certified trainer for Mikrotik, Ubiquiti, and Red Hat. Certified consultant as well. Previously working as engineer, telco engineer, sysadmin, several times doing programming. That is my personal website, ahmadjournal.com. If you have LinkedIn accounts, and then we can connect. Okay, so some of you already informed yourself. Okay, so I think we can skip this. Right, so okay, let's talk about prerequisite. Well, but hey, before we talk about prerequisite, okay, load balancing should be easy. Yeah, so you have lots of tutorials in the internet. Okay, tons of pages, tutorial videos. Okay, you can just go to Google, type load balancing tutorial Mikrotik, lots of tutorial there. Yeah, the question is, do you really understand what's written? Okay, second question, if you are the writer, and then do you really understand that the people wrote? Yeah. And then it is really working as expected in the real environment. Okay. Maybe yes, maybe not. Okay. So if it is easy, and then why this do not work? Okay, I got several emails saying that okay, I have followed tutorial from this website, but it's not working well. Yay! So could you please help me and then configure, make sure it's fully working. And then I got the second email saying that, okay, so do you really, so I have followed this tutorial, but it's not working. So many people are complaining, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it sounds easy, but sometimes it's not, okay? So information overloaded. Many people are writing tutorials about load balancing, many methods, but maybe it does not suit you. Okay, because perhaps they have different environment on the network. So I think the best way is to really understand. You should really understand how it works. Okay, so in understanding until the nitty-gritty levels. Okay, so make sure that you really understand how it works. What are the outcome? Okay, what are the difficulties? Make sure really understand. Okay, just make sure that. Okay, so we assume you already understand firewall mangle. Okay, mangle is important because without mangle there is no load balancing. So we have to capture, we have to mark the packets. Remember, we always mark the packets. Okay, we are not marking the connection. No. So first you need to understand firewall mangle. So if you don't really understand that, there was a GLC webinar about firewall mangles, and then you need to understand the differences between packet and connection. Okay, what is the difference between packet mark, connection mark, routing mark? Okay, so those are three sometimes tricky concepts that people often ask. Okay, so mark packet, mark connection, mark routing. And of course, you need to understand how routing works. Okay, so you need to understand how routing table works. Okay, what's the destination address, source address, the gateway, the distance. Okay, and then because we are live in the real world, and then in real world we use IPv4. Okay, and then IPv4 was supposed to be replaced by IPv6 in 1990s, but we are still using it because we use that technique NAT, okay, network address translation, which means we are translating our IP address from private address to public address. So we assumed you already understand that. Now, load balancing. Okay, what is traffic load balancing? Okay, what is load balancing? Okay, so what we are balancing here is balancing the load. What is the load? The load is the traffic. Okay, so what is flowing on the network is the traffic. So we try to balancing the traffic because we have multiple connection to the internet. Okay, so in this case we have two ISP, ISP1, ISP2, ISP1 connected through Ether 1, ISP2 connected to Ether 2. Okay, so we have two connections and then we want to use both of them. Okay, so it has to be applied on router, of course, yeah. And then and when we talk about load balancing, it's not similar to failover. Okay, so failover means if one down and then the other will take over. So load balancing can be done on per packet or per connection basis. So again, you need to understand the difference between packet and connection, right? So once we are successfully doing the load balancing, we can increase utilization of upstream links. Oh, okay. One more thing here. Okay, so load balancing doesn't mean you are adding up the whole bandwidth. So for example, you have 5 megabit per second to ISP1, you have 5 megabit connection to ISP2. Oh, so that means we can combine them. So 5 plus 5 equals to 10. So when I download, it will become the 10 megabit per second. No, it is not. Okay, so So it's not like that. It's not like arithmetic addition, so it's not working like that. Yeah. So about the technique itself, so there are many techniques for load balancing. So first is firewall marking, so that can be done per connection or per packet. ECMP, it's per connection, not per packet. PCC, per connection classifier, it's per connection, okay, not per packet. So NTH, so this is what we are doing today, can be done per connection or per packet, okay. And bonding, no, it's layer 2 load balancing, but it is only layer 2. Layer 2, that it doesn't mean including the IP address. So we cannot do per connection load balancing on bonding. I think we have discussed the bonding on GLC webinar many months ago, maybe last year or 2 years ago about bonding. You can check it by yourself. OSPF, yeah, we do load balancing technique on OSPF, and then BGP. Also, we can do load balancing on it. So, but today we just focus on load balancing using NTH. And then you should know that about the connection concept. When you access a website, for example, this website here, http test.glc networks, you can check it by yourself right now. So it will tell you the IP address of that you are using to connect to the internet, your public IP address. Yeah, it will tell you that. Right, so that's the connection. So this is LAN. When you go to internet to testglcnetworks.com, you just only create one connection. Why? Because test.glc networks, the website contains single object. Okay, so you just only create one connection only. Well, is there any example of a website that has multiple objects and then spread throughout different web server? Yes, we do have. For example, this Mikrotik.com website, if you see here, okay, you open the source and then you can see there that Mikrotik.com has many objects that is hosted on different web servers. So that means you'll be making different connection. Okay, so even though even though if you just only have one ISP, okay, in this example you just only have one ISP, ISP1 only, but when you access the website, you will create different connection, more than one connection. Understand that? Okay. So that happens in the background, but you need to understand the concept. Okay. So it doesn't mean that okay, connection 1, 2, and 3 happens in the on the screen of your computer. No, it's not like that. So it happens in the background. Okay. So that's how the connection works. Okay. So if they have 5 objects, so Mikrotik, as you can see here, so they have objects from www.mikrotik.com, they have gstatic.com, they have object from googleapis.com, etc., etc. So as if you count, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 objects from different websites. So in this case, you will making 7 connections, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So that's the concept of connection. So now is the nth technique. Sometimes some people is called nth technique, or some people say NTH technique. So both of them just fine. So how NTH works? So NTH method matches a particular nth packet received by the rule. So for the format is E comma P. So see below is the explanation. So E means every. So every nth packet. Okay, for example, if every 2 equals to 2, so the rule will check every 2 packets. So it seems it seems like you have packets, and then Mikrotik will group the packets. So the packet that is on queue, every 2 packets. So every 2 packets they put it in one group, every 2 packets they put in one group, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so that's was the E. And then the packet means this the match on the given packet number. So the first is E, every. So means the group, the total, the size of the group. You can say it like that. So in one group, for example, yeah, in this examples, every 2 equals to 2, packet equals to 1. Yeah, in this screenshot. Okay, so 2 packets. Okay, so in the group of 2 packets, you just only mark you only match the first packet in the group. So therefore, the packet must not be 0, because there is no packet 0, right? So that makes sense. So must be less or equal, must less than or equal. So I forgot to put here, then less than or equal to every. Every means on top here. So packet has to be 1 or 2, because every is 2. I hope you understand. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'll give you one example. So we have original packets here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 packets in a row. Okay, so first packet coming, and then second packet, third packet, fourth packet, fifth packet, and then so on and so until the 10th, packet number 10. So if we put nth means every comma packet. So that's the format of nth. So in this example, the first example is nth equals to 2, 1. So that means if you just use this only, if you just use these rules only, you will get 50% of the traffic. Why? Because as you can see here, the first number here equals to 2. 2 means every. 2 you can translate it as a group, the group size. So the group size is 2, as you can see it's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So Mikrotik or router OS will group every incoming packet into a group of 2. Okay, so one group, and then one group of packets, and then inside the group we have 2 packets inside. Okay, and then inside the group we number them. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2. So if you put nth 2, 1, so it means that you just mark, okay, you just mark the first packet in the group. Okay, next example, nth equals 2, 2. So it means that you create a group of 2, packets. Okay, so every incoming packet they group it by 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then at the second packet in the group we'll match them. Okay, so that means you will get 50% of traffic. Okay, let's try different. Okay, so here nth equals to 3, 1. So that means 3. Okay, so every 3 packets. Okay, so it means that the group size is 3. Okay, the group size is 3, and then inside the group you just only match the first packet. Okay, so that means if you just use this rule, you just only match 1/3 of the traffic, right? So traffic is based on packets. Okay, we always do marking forwarding based on packets. Okay, so yeah, packet is the PDU, packet data unit, that is on layer 3. So PDU layer 3 is packet. PDU means packet data unit. Okay, so PDU of layer 2 is frame. PDU layer 3 is packet. So that is the packets that is that we use as a basis of our calculation. Okay, so this is example of AND method, and then this is one example. Okay, so if we match every 2 packets, the first packet only in the group. Okay, so IP firewall mangle add action mark packet. Okay, chain, for example, pre-routing. Well, it's up to you. Yeah, it is recommended to put the rules on pre-routing, because before it reads the routing table. So, but you have to specify the input interface. So here in this case, so we put the new packet mark AAA AAA NTH 2,1. So it means every 2 packets, okay, you just only match the first of it. Next is matching every 3 packets. Okay, so so the first one is the packet mark is AAA NTH 3,1 BBB 3,2. Sorry. New packet mark is CCC NTH 3.3 here. Okay, so yeah, we can do pass-through or not. Doesn't matter, because it's already different. Yeah. So if we put pass-through, that means the last match wins. Okay. If you don't put pass-through, it means that the first match wins. Okay, that's the difference. It's a big difference. Okay, one tick, but makes very huge difference. Okay, so that's the concept. Okay, so in this case here, we mark the packet based on the packet number of the group. Okay, so we are marking based on the packet, so we don't see any connection. Okay, so so in this case, on this slide, we just mark per packet basis. So as you can see in the beginning, too much. Yeah, here. So NTH, yeah, we can do load balancing using per packet or per connection. Okay, so on that slide, okay, this slide here, slide 19, we do per packet load balancing. So by putting the new packet mark. So how to load balancing? So that's the rule of what? That's the rule of mark routing. So I'm not telling you about the example of mark routing. So we're just focusing on how NTH rules working. Okay. So next is some issues and recommendations. So beware of NAT. Okay. So in the previous slide here, so we do load balancing based on the packets. So that means if you use per packet load balancing, it is really suitable if you don't use NAT. Okay, so just for example, you have internet connection, and then all of your clients are using public IP address, so there is no NAT at all. Okay, so for that one, per packet load balancing is good. Okay, per packet load balancing is good. If there is a NAT, and then you will have a problem. Okay, so you need to understand the connection. So make sure that the packets, the load balancing is per packet is not based on the packet, but it's based on the connection. So make sure that the connection is stay still using the same direction, because at the end, after the packets is leaving the routers and then go to the internet, so there will be NAT. Okay, yeah, make sure that the NAT is consistent. Yeah, that's the thing. So make sure you do that. Okay, beware of NATed connection. Okay, so web server will see inbound connection from two public address. So this is not good. Okay, yeah, if you do load balancing and the connection is sometimes going through the ISP1, sometimes it goes to ISP2, you have trouble. Yeah, sometimes you have trouble. So beware of NAT connection. So first, web server will see inbound. Why? Because web server will see inbound connection from two public IP address. This is not good. Yeah, sometimes it's considered illegal session. So that's why when you go for banking, when you go Google, sometimes Google, okay, when you go to applications, when they see, oh, it's a new IP address, and then you have to log in again. Yeah, that happens many times because the person who set up the load balancing doesn't really did not really understand how the load balancing works. Okay, so recommendations. So if you use NAT, better if you use classifier based on the source IP address only. Okay, so you in this case, yes, you can use you can use NTH. Okay, but we don't put the example in this webinar. Another recommendation is avoid NAT as is possible. Okay, using public address end to end. In this case, you can use BGP. It's much better. Okay. Other alternatives, you can use IPv6, because in IPv6 the address space is very big, so that you don't have to apply NAT for that. Okay, so next, so if you're interested, and then you can join our training. The topic that we discussed today is part of traffic control. If I'm not mistaken, yes, traffic control. You just send us email, okay, if there is no schedules about traffic control workshop, you can discuss it with our team, and then yeah, we'll contact you back. So this is end of the slides. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, okay, just type them here. Any questions? So if you don't mind, you can submit your feedback about our webinar today. Okay, so and also if you don't mind, like our Facebook page. Okay, go to Facebook and then go to our web page, Facebook page. Okay, the slides will be available on SlideShare. You can just go to SlideShare and then type GLC networks. You'll see it. This webinar is also being recorded, and then after it when it's finished, we will upload it to YouTube. Okay, you just go to our GLC networks, just search GLC networks on YouTube, and then you'll see our videos. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Hello, you really understand or not? Okay, so the thing is, this NTH is one good technique for load balancing. So it is the earliest technique for load balancing in router OS, and later on they add another technique called PCC, per connection classifier, and yeah, um, PCC has more features compared to NTH, but NTH has a capability for balancing the um, traffic based on the packets. Okay, but PCC is not. PCC is per connection classifier. As a consequence, we do load balancing based on the connection. Okay, so as it says, you see, PCC means per connection classifier. So we do load balancing based on the connection. While NTH, because it is doing load balancing based on the directly on the packets. Okay, so every 2 packets we just mark on the first one. Okay, so it's directly on the packet. So for that one, we can do connection based load balancing or just direct packet. Okay, I have one question here from Ashari Nasrun. Is there any routing for config? Of course, yes. Yeah, so but I don't put the example here. Okay. So in here, we're just focusing on the NTH itself. Okay, but we assume you understand how the routing mark works. Okay, so is it done? After you apply these rules on the slide here on slide 19, do we already have a load balancing? No, it's not yet. Okay, so but this is the first. You already have the halfway. Yeah, halfway of your objectives already done. You have the objective. So half of the process already done. So the first process is marking. When you do load balancing, so you already done half of it. Okay, so NTH firewall rules, here they are. You already have the marking, and the second half is do the routing. Okay, so hopefully you understand the questions. You understand the answer. Sorry. Uh, hopefully that answered your questions. Yes. Okay, any more questions? So today we're just focusing on the NTH. Okay, we're not talking about the Mikrotik firewall routing mark. Yes, there will be there. You must use routing mark. Okay, otherwise there is no load balancing. Okay, anything else? Any questions? Okay, you are welcome. Yeah, thank you. Any more questions? So again, yeah, when you do NTH, you have 2 options. You can do per connection or per packet. So this slide is an example of per packet. Okay, per packet connection. So, but after this slide 19, you already have load balancing. No, it's not yet. You don't have load balancing yet. So but you already have of the process. You already have load balancing. You already marked the packets. Okay, so after this, okay, you have to do marking routing. Do the mark routing. Okay, and then mark routing, and then you can do the load balancing. So that's the concept. Okay, so we're not talking about the mark routing because we already discussed that in the previous webinar. Okay. So any more questions? Okay, I have another questions. Is all packets are are all incoming packets already counted? 1 or 2? Okay, so seems like this gentleman was not clear. Okay, apakah semua paket? So I explain in the dual language. So apakah semua paket yang masuk langsung terhitung? Yes, 1 or and 2. No, that depends on the rules. Okay, ini examples ya. So NTH 2,1 ya, NTH 2,1. Okay, artinya semua paket yang masuk. So it means that in all incoming packets here, so we have, for example, we have original packets. So we have 10 incoming packets ya. Paket 1, 2, 3 sampai 10. Okay. Kita punya 10 paket incoming dan kita buat rule yang pertama. For example, we just only have one rule here. NTH sama dengan 2,1. Artinya 2 artinya kita akan menggrupkan paket yang masuk ya sebesar 2 paket. Jadi satu grup isinya 2 paket. Itu artinya NTH sama dengan 2. Oke, jadi Anda lihat di sini 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oke. Nah, di setiap grup ya tentu kita buat urutan lagi ya. Urutan 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oke. Nah, kemudian kita hanya ambil paket yang pertama dari setiap grup. Itu artinya 2,1. Maksudnya seperti itu. Dari setiap 2 paket, ambil ya paket yang pertama. Oke, Anda lihat paket yang biru ini. Ya, so that means every 2 packets, just take only the first one. Right. So, itu artinya semua paket yang masuk, ya kalau Anda hanya ambil dengan teknik ini, artinya Anda cuma dapat 50% traffic, kan gitu. Artinya, dari sini, kita bisa load balancing kan, 50% traffic kita lempar ke SP1. Ya, so in this case, 50% of the traffic, we already know that we got the 50% of the traffic. Okay, so we just throw them to the ISP1. Yeah, it is possible. Second is NTH every packets NTH equals to 2.2. So it means every 2 packets, okay, kita hanya mark paket yang kedua dari setiap grup. Oke, kita bikin example lagi supaya nggak bingung. NTH equals to 3,1. Artinya size-nya kita perbesar, oke. Tapi kita hanya marking satu paket saja dari setiap grup, yaitu artinya kita bisa marking 1/3 dari traffic, kan gitu. Okay, so hopefully does that answer questions? Does that answer your questions? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so NTH, yeah, it's quite difficult, yeah, because this one is quite advanced, yeah. Yeah, I must say this is advanced technique, advanced understanding. Okay, so you need to have a prerequisite before understanding this one. Okay, so anything else? Any more questions? Okay, if there is no questions, I think it is time to say goodbye. Okay. Oh, we have one question, one comment here. Next time mungkin kita bisa bahas metode lain next time. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll discuss another method next time. Yeah. Yeah. So I got different requests about the webinar topics. yes, we can discuss another method next time. So make sure you put your feedback, and then make sure you write your topic that will be discussed on our webinar. If you don't put your suggestion there, and then we don't know, okay? So make sure you put your feedback. Okay, so thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for attending this webinar. See you next time. Bye.